Let's dive right into this explainer and unpack Denzel Washington's iconic advice on why we need to completely change our relationship with failure. Honestly, if you've ever felt paralyzed by the fear of making a mistake, or if you've ever found yourself playing it just a little too safe in life, this is exactly what you need to hear today.
Right out of the gate, Denzel uses Nelson Mandela's wisdom to challenge that instinct we all have to play it safe. There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living. It sets the absolute perfect tone for what we're about to explore, because it forces us to admit a hard truth. Avoiding risk literally means avoiding passion.
Section 1. Redefining the fall. Why traditional fallback advice is a flawed strategy.
We're going to start by totally dismantling a piece of advice you've probably heard your entire life, especially when it comes to picking a major or planning a career. People always say, make sure you have something to fall back on. But Denzel points out a massive, fundamental flaw in this logic. Falling back inherently means retreating to a safety net when you fail. You're physically and mentally going backward. But falling forward means that even when you collapse, you at least see what you're going to hit. So having something to fall back on guarantees you're retreating, while falling forward ensures you are always oriented toward your target.
Think about this phrase: to get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. This brilliantly illustrates why taking risks is so necessary. Denzel actually compares this to that classic 9 dots IQ test. You know, the one where you have to connect all the dots with 5 lines without ever lifting your pencil. The entire trick to that puzzle is that you physically cannot succeed without drawing outside the box. You have to take a chance and think completely differently. Section 2. The reality of failure, the statistics behind legendary success. Let's look at how this builds into the mathematical and historical reality of true success. Because the raw numbers tell a very different story than the polished highlights we're used to seeing. Look at this number, 2,600. That represents the 2,600 times Reggie Jackson struck out during his career. That is the absolute most in the entire history of baseball. But as we all know, history doesn't care about the strikeouts, right? It only immortalizes the home runs. People only remember the successes, but you don't get those legendary hits without swinging and missing thousands of times first. Or consider the number 1,000. Thomas Edison conducted 1,000 completely failed experiments before he finally got it right. 1,000. Most people don't realize that. Because that 1,000 first experiment, that was the light bulb. Every single failure was simply one vital step closer to his goal, proving that without consistency, you are never going to finish. Every failed experiment is just part of the process of falling forward. And Denzel himself lived this exact cycle early in his career. He auditioned for a Broadway musical that he was convinced was the perfect role for him, but he bombed it completely because, well, he couldn't sing. Instead of quitting or falling back, though, he just walked out, prayed, and immediately started preparing for the next audition. He just kept failing and failing, but as the old saying goes, if you hang around the barbershop long enough, sooner or later, you're gonna get a haircut. And the mind-blowing payoff to that persistence? Fast forward 30 years later, he caught a massive break and did the play Fences on Broadway. And here is the kicker. It was at the exact same court theater where he had that initial crushing failure 3 decades prior. I mean, that is the ultimate proof of falling forward. Section 3. Ghosts of unfulfilled potential. The true emotional stakes of playing it safe. This brings us to what is arguably the most powerful visual metaphor of this entire explainer. Imagine lying on your deathbed, and surrounded by your bed are these angry, disappointed ghosts representing your unfulfilled potential. These are the ghosts of the ideas you never acted on, the incredible talents you just didn't use. They look right at you and say, "We came to you because you could have brought us to life. And now, because you played small, we have to go to the grave together." It's a really heavy, visceral thought. It forces us to pause and ask ourselves directly, how many ghosts are going to be around your bed when your time comes? It completely reframes the fear of failure, doesn't it? It makes failing pale in comparison to the much darker fear of regret.
Section 4. What will you give? Transitioning from an inward mindset to outward action.
Now this shifts our focus from our personal, internal fears of failing to the very real, urgent needs of the world. Denzel reminds us that places everywhere, from South Africa to the Middle East to right here in Philadelphia, desperately need help. The world needs a lot, and it needs it from you. And your contribution isn't just about financial wealth. Sure, some of you have money, but some of you have patience, some of you have kindness, an immense capacity for love, or even the gift of long suffering.
The most crucial takeaway here isn't about how much you possess, it's about deciding what you are going to actively do with whatever unique gifts you currently hold. What are you going to do with what you have? You've got to get out there and give it absolutely everything you've got. Section 5. The unpredictable path forward. Embracing the chaotic journey to finding your purpose.
Our final pillar reveals a really reassuring reality. Your path forward will never, ever be a perfectly straight line. Denzel's own timeline is the perfect example of this. Year 1 at Fordham University, he starts out as a pre-med student, but fails a course called cardiac morphogenesis so badly, he joked he couldn't even pronounce it. So, year 2, he pivots to pre-law. By year 3, it's journalism. With absolutely zero academic focus, his grades tanked, and at age 20, he hit a devastating low point with a 1.8 GPA and was politely asked by the university to take some time off.
But it was at that exact lowest point, sitting in his mother's beauty shop on March 27, 1975, that an elder in the town looked at him and prophesied he would travel the world and speak to millions. For a 20-year-old college dropout, it sounded like an impossible destiny, yet he fulfilled it perfectly through cinema, which is beautifully ironic when you think about it, speaking to millions who couldn't even see the real him, only the character on screen.
This just brilliantly illustrates that taking risks isn't strictly about going out for jobs or applying to college. It's so much deeper than that. It is about knowing what you know and owning what you don't know. It's about staying aggressively open to people, being open to brand new ideas, and crucially, keeping your faith when life feels completely chaotic and erratic, because that is what's going to define you. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to internalize his absolute core directive. Never be discouraged. Never hold back your unique talents, and give the world everything you have. Remember, if you aren't failing, you're not even trying. Because the reality is, you are going to lose at some point in your life. You're going to embarrass yourself, and you will fail at something. There's no doubt about it. It's completely inevitable. So the only remaining question I want to leave you with today is this. When you inevitably fall, will you have the guts to fall forward?